Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome home those we are honoring today and will remember their sacrifices always, our community's Vietnam-era veterans. Whoa, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, the Community Vietnam Era Veterans. Thank you. Let's give a big thanks to the American Legion Riders Post 45, led by John Richards, for honoring our veterans and their families with a motorcycle vehicle procession, and the Delton High School Band, led by Director Miss Sarah Knight, for their outstanding musical arrangement during the entrance of our veterans. Let's give them a big warm of applause. Now, ladies and gentlemen, remain standing, if you can, as we honor America with the posting of the colors, and remain standing for our national anthem, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the invocation. The 110th Attack Wing and a member from the Kalamazoo Pipe Band will post the colors. Miss Joanna Lauren will sing our national anthem, followed by Jim Gross, Berry County American Legion Commander, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And Reverend Dr. Jennifer L. Smith, VFW State Chaplain, will deliver the invocation. Color Guard, post the colors.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Pledge allegiance. Everybody join in. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon. Okay, seems like the mic is on, but you got a cleric in the room. You don't need a mic. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers, sisters, and comrades, you may remain covered. I ask, let us pray. Almighty One, we ask your favor this day. May your grace uplift us and your wisdom guide us. May we find success in the midst of frustration, empowerment despite negation, and the strength to push through to our righteous destination. Lord, we come to you from differing faith groups, but with united hearts and open minds. We pray that you grant us the ability to navigate negative obstacles and fulfill our positive potentials, as we know that victory is found in our perseverance by and by. We acknowledge your will and know that you are our true value, which is indeed high. Great Creator, we know that with you nothing is impossible. We can make it day by day. May we strive to move proactively forward, rich in faith, embracing healing, and not allowing ourselves to stand in our own ways. Lord, we beseech you to uplift our nation's Vietnam War and Vietnam-era veterans, our prisoners of war, our missing in action, our Gold Star families, and the beloved of all. May they be strengthened and comforted, and may we strive to proactively uphold the 2 words of wisdom, which are a worthy vow against negation of all of our country's warriors. Never again. All this in your great and holy name we pray. Amen.
Here we go. Please be seated. I just noticed everybody was standing. I'm the same size whether I'm sitting or standing. So I just noticed that. The 110th Attack Wing Color Guard will now honor the military members of our profession of arms that are missing from our midst this afternoon. As you entered the room, you may have noticed a table at the front, raised to call your attention to its purpose. It is reserved to honor our missing comrades in arms. Set for 4, the empty places represents America's, our men and women, still missing from each of the 4 services: Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force. This honor ceremony symbolizes that they are with us here in spirit. Some here in this room were very young when they went into combat. However, all Americans should never forget the brave men and women who answered our nation's call to serve and served the cause of freedom in a special way. I would like to ask you to stand and remain standing for a moment of silent prayer as the Honor Guard places the 4 service covers on each empty plate. Please be seated. I would like to explain the meaning of the items on this special table. The table is round to show our everlasting concern for our missing men and women. The tablecloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their motives when answering the call to duty. The single red rose displayed in a vase reminds us of the life of each of the missing and the loved ones and friends of these Americans who keep the faith awaiting answers. The vase is tied with a yellow ribbon, symbol of our continued determination to account for our missing. A slice of lemon on the bread plate is to remind us of the bitter fate of those captured and missing in a foreign land. A pinch of salt symbolizes the tears endured by those missing and their families who seek answers. The bound text is a book of faith to represent the strength gained through devotion to sustain those lost from our country. The glass is inverted to symbolize their inability to share this day's toast. The chair is empty. They are missing. I would like to ask you to stand again, if you're able, and remain standing for a moment of silent prayer. Let us now honor America's POW, MIAs, and to the success of our efforts to account for them. To the missing. Thank you. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Colonel Frank Walker, retired, and I have the distinct honor and privilege of serving as your Master of Ceremonies for today's prestigious event. On behalf of the community and the many sponsors, it is my pleasure to welcome all of our military veterans and their family and friends to the Berry County Vietnam Veterans Formal Lapel Pinning Ceremony. I would also like to give a very special welcome to our Gold Star families, those who lost a loved one in combat. If you're a Gold Star family member, please stand or raise your hand so we can acknowledge you for all the sacrifices you have endured for the freedoms we enjoy. I would like to acknowledge and thank two of our state senators who are both very strong advocates of our military veterans and their families for joining us today to honor our Vietnam veterans and participate with a pinning. First, our state of Michigan Majority Floor Leader from the 15th District, Mr. Mike Kowal. And from the 19th Senate District, Mr. Mike Knopf, which includes Berry County. We will hear from both of them shortly. Please welcome our keynote speaker this afternoon, Brigadier General Michael A. Stone, Assistant Adjutant General for Installations for the Michigan Army National Guard and Deputy Director of the Michigan Department of Military and Veterans Affairs. Brigadier General Stone will also participate with the pinning. Joining us today all the way from Virginia, representing the United States of American War Commemoration Team, Sergeant Matthew Sampson and Miss Laura Gall. All to my right over there, raise your hand so we can see you. Also in attendance, we have a number of local leaders within our community and many representatives from military veteran service organizations. To ensure I don't miss anyone, I'd like you to stand if you're our community leader or represent a military veteran or service organization so we can acknowledge your service and your support to our community and military family. the audience today and in cities all over America are many that served their country with dignity and honor during the Vietnam era. Instead of getting a well-deserved hero's welcome, many were shunned and degraded upon their return to their beloved country. These same soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen are the very first in line to welcome our newest generation of veterans home upon returning from fighting the war against terrorism. To all my Vietnam veterans, brothers and sisters, I say thank you and welcome home. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce State Senator Mike Kowal. He was first elected to the Michigan Senate in November of 2010. Now, in his second term, he serves as Majority Floor Leader. He served in the Michigan House of Representatives from 1998 to 2002 and was a supervisor of White Lake Township. As I mentioned earlier, a very strong advocate and supporter of all of our veterans. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Senator Kowal.
Thank you very much for allowing me to take part in this ceremony today. I'll bet you never got a welcome like that when you stepped off the aircraft coming home, did you? Well, that's why we're doing this. We've been going all over the state of Michigan, putting pins on veterans. And we've been from one end of the state to the other, meeting and talking to just about every Vietnam veteran that would hold still long enough for us to talk to them. We've amassed a whole series of stories and interesting things that happened during their tours of duty. But most of all, we're assuring them that what they did and served proudly for the United States of America, that we hold them in high regard. And I know you've been through a lot of missions, and I know you've been through a lot of things, since then. But you do have one more mission that I would like to see you carry out. And that mission is going to be maybe even a little bit harder than what you did when you were over in Vietnam. But to come home and talk to our young people and let them know what you did over there and why you did it. People today don't understand what it's like to get that draft notice in the mail. The greetings, the President of the United States requests your presence at Fort Wayne. Bring a toothbrush. I got a couple of those letters myself, and going through your young days in high school, you always had that hanging over your head. So you knew what it felt like, and the young ladies that you were going out with and friends, when people would go away and not come back, that was extremely hard on everybody involved. But we need to let them know, above all, that the U.S. military did not lose the war in Vietnam. You fought with distinction in every battle. You served proudly. What lost the war in Vietnam was the will of politicians to keep up the fight. We had them beat, and we didn't keep it up. So the last part of the battle there now is to let people know why you did what you did and why you served proudly with distinction. And I want to be one of the first ones to say thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifices. Thank you for the sacrifices that your families made. But above all, welcome home.
Thank you, sir. It is equally an honor to introduce State Senator Mike Knopf. I know firsthand he is a strong supporter of the military, as I have worked with him at many military events. Senator Knopf represents the citizens of the 19th Senate District. The 19th District includes all of Berry, Calhoun, and Ionia counties. Prior to being elected to the Senate in 2009 special election, Mike Knopf served 6 years in the State House of Representatives. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Senator Mike Knopf.
Thank you. It sure is an honor to be with each and every one of you today. It's one of the special things I love about this job is when we have ceremonies like this, and I want to say thank you to Senator Kowal once again for helping putting this on, not just here in Berry County, but all over the state of Michigan. So thank you, Senator Colwell. We're here to remember the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War, and of course, to recognize the men and women who served their country during that time. A time when thousands of American soldiers lost their lives, and hundreds of thousands were injured. I too was in the draft. I wasn't selected, but a lot of my friends went to Vietnam, and some even lost their lives. It's a permanent memory that I continue today to think about, those young friends that I had that went over there and served their country. I will not forget them, and we will not forget you. As you can see, the mood here today is one of camaraderie and congratulations. Unfortunately, that was not always the case when you returned home from the war many years ago. So today, we take the opportunity to pass on a simple message to you, one that you might not have heard as returning veterans some 50 years ago. That message is, from the bottom of my heart, and from everyone who represents us in the state legislature and the governor of the state of Michigan, welcome home. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service, and you will never, ever be forgotten. Thank you very much, and welcome home.
Thank you, sir. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we couldn't do a military event without one of our favorite musical selections performed by our own Delton High School band, the Marches of the Armed Forces. So let's have a little fun with this. Stand or raise your hand when you hear the service song of the branch you are serving or served, or you're a family member of one who has served. And we'll see if you can recognize your service song. Ladies and gentlemen, the Delton High School Band! And I understand you're going to Pearl Harbor. Wow. All the way to Pearl Harbor. That's in Hawaii. Vacation time. Well, we certainly encourage everyone to donate to all of the charity events you're going to have to support that. So thank you. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker. Brigadier General Michael A. Stone is Assistant Adjutant General, Army, Michigan National Guard, and serves as the Michigan's dual status commander for domestic response situations. He is responsible for armories and installations, strategic level cyber, selective service, the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy, and National Guard employment initiatives. He previously commanded the 1776th Military Police Company in Taylor, Michigan, the 1st 182nd Field Artillery Battalion in Detroit, Michigan, and he recently served as the Deputy Brigade Commander of the 177th Military Police Brigade in Taylor, Michigan. General Stone has deployed 3 times as a member of the National Guard, serving as a military police officer in Iraq during Operation Desert Storm, in support of Operation Joint Endeavor, and most recently in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. The recipient of numerous military awards, and I think he wants me to have him take the podium. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome an American soldier patriot, General Stone.
Thank you. Thank you. On behalf of my boss, Major General Gregory Vedden, and the Adjutant General of Michigan, and our Commander-in-Chief, Governor Rick Snyder, and the 10,500 men and women of the Michigan Army and Air National Guard, I'm honored to be here. All right, let's do this. Cool? All right. No, but I'm honored to be here representing the 10,500 men and women of the Michigan National Guard in the state of Michigan today as your keynote speaker. I want to thank all the community leaders that came out today. I want to thank the band. I have 2 teenagers in high school. I played in band in the high school. It's a nice summer day and you're here committing your time, so thank you. I want to thank Joanna for that amazing rendition of our national anthem. That was amazing. I want to thank all of the VSOs and all the organizations that volunteer their time and keep doing things. I want to thank you, Representative Kelly, for being here. I want to thank these 2 senators behind me because I can tell you I work with them in Lansing frequently on veterans issues and military issues, and they're always there, not just in Lansing, but out on the street and doing things. I'm honored to serve with them. But I'm going to give you a number. And later today, you'll get a proclamation from Governor Snyder, but 2,657. And of all the statistics of Vietnam, the 58,000 killed, all the missing in action, that number, 2657, jumps out at me. And why does that? And I've served my entire nearly 30-year career in the Army National Guard. Been on a few deployments, been on active duty a number of times. But I can tell you, I went off to Desert Storm, and my platoon sergeant, 2 of my squad leaders were Vietnam veterans. They saw me through that war as a 2nd lieutenant, and it was Vietnam veterans that were waiting for us when we got home to thank us. Later combat deployments, again, it was Vietnam vets that were always there to hold things together, to organize the parades and the welcome homes. Since 9/11, the Michigan National Guard has lost 21 soldiers in combat. We, the state of Michigan, lost 2,657 soldiers, airmen, and Marines in Vietnam. When I talk to younger soldiers and airmen about what things were like and try to have some historical perspective, we don't do a briefing today without talking about our 21. But I can't imagine 2,657 in a shorter period of time. The sacrifice that you made to the state and the nation was monumental. The numbers that served, the sacrifice you went through, And it is a shame on our country for it to take this long to thank you for your service. I can tell you that our military is strong today because of the advocacy of your generation, of the things that you said no to. We're not going to allow those things to happen anymore. We have support of Congress and the public because of you. So I am proud to continue to serve. We're all proud to continue to serve in the Michigan Army and Air National Guard. I want to thank you for everything you've done. I want to say I can't even begin to describe what these events are like, and our ability to just give a little bit back to you and thank you for your sacrifice. So welcome home and God bless.
Thank you, sir. Now we will have the lapel pinning ceremony. We would ask that our Vietnam-era veterans form 3 lines in the table right here in front of us. We'll have some folks up here to help us. We would ask that all, out of respect of all of our Vietnam veterans and their families, that you do not leave after the pinning, that you return to your seat. So we'll have a closing with a couple musical selections, taps, and the retiring of colors. So if our Vietnam-era veterans could start lining up right here, the gentleman will go down. They're going to form 3 lines. Then afterwards, you're going to go to my right here, and you're going to meet Lynn, and you're going to give us your name, branch of service, and the years you served.
John Morris, U.S. Army, 1968.
Welcome home.
Next, Rubino, United States Marine Corps. Dave Nance,
The line right here from us. Welcome home.
Austin, U.S. Air Force, 6266.
Steve Ryder, United States Army. Then from 1967 to 1970, and then I went to the National Guard from 70 to 82. Vietnam, I was an engineer.
Robert Royer. I was in the Army from October of 66 to October of 68. Vietnam, 67, 68, Tet Offensive.
Special Stephen Savert, 67, 68, 69. Army, expert field medical cadet. Sergeant Gary, Vietnam, 66, 67, 67, 69. Survivor, CDC, Army, 68, 69.
Probably going to be easy going this way.
James Talsma, United States Navy, 1959 to 1963, Northern Pacific.
John Smoker, Army, 69 and 70.
All right, brother. My ears.
Janet Hamming, United States Army, 1961 to 62. My husband, Lawrence Hamming, 1958 to 59. And I served in Virginia the whole time. Quartermaster Corps.
Yeah, welcome home.
David Marshak, United States Air Force, 1953, 1962.
Snyder, United States Army, 65 to 69. Bob Vanderbilt, U.S. Army, 1964 to 67.
Welcome home.
James Keller, AK-3, USS Warsaw, 72 to 38.
Welcome home.
I'm Vern Reed, Specialist in Corps, 1966 to 68, the Army.
Welcome home.
Fred Lang, 6970 Army.
Hoorah. Hoorah. All right. Welcome home. Thank you. Hoorah. Thank you. Thank you.
James Weissman, Army, 37, 16, 57, 68.
You'll have ways to go get your stuff. You have some flag items over there. Go over there to get that.
First flight,
Now you got to go to the other side.
Walter Karpenko, Army, 60 to 67.
They gotta get their swag items, John. They're getting their swag items. That's why they're going over there.
John Acker, 1961 to 64, 327, 104th Airborne Division. If I can remember, 7071, 180th Battalion, 428 Transportation, 48.
I want to get this guy right here.
Army.
Where?
Carl Potter, U.S. Army, 1869 to 71.
I know this guy from the time I was a kid. He went to school with my sister.
Hello, ma'am. My name is Marshall Kidder, Specialist E5, and it is Army.
Welcome home.
Welcome home, my brother. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sergeant Thomas E. Straley, U.S. Marine Corps, 1958, 1964.
Welcome home, Tom. Tom.
Mike Alexander, U.S. Army, 1968, 1969, first cav. Bob Davis, 173rd Airborne Brigade, 66, 67. Al Holmes, I was a sergeant, 173rd Airborne, 69 and 70. Marvin Nathan, U.S. Army, 52 to 68, Vietnam, 67, 68.
Welcome home.
Special Support Class Robert Davis, United States Army, Vietnam, U.S. 66.
Looking for him. They're looking for him. Welcome home.
Good. What do you? Oh, Air Force.
What year?
64, 65, 67, 68, and 70, 79. Nathan Miller, Jerry McCarty, 1st Team Vietnam,
69 to 71.
Thank you, sir. Sir, have you
Bill Stewart, 1970, 4th Infantry Division, 59th Scout Dog.
Thank you for your service, sir. Welcome home.
Carl Atkinson, United States Navy, 68 to 70.
Sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Your name, your active service, and your
Lloyd Hanson, 1967, 1968, 2 years, Army.
Thank you for your service, sir. Welcome home. We have some stuff for you.
Mike Lytle, United States Air Force, 62 to 60.
Thank you for your Name, branch of service, and your service.
Dan Allen, U.S. Army, 72 to 80. Steve Carr, Sergeant, United States Air Force, 66 to 70.
Thank you for your service.
Scott Brenner, United States Marine Corps, Sergeant, 64 to 68. Good City, and I was in the Air Force and Flight Crew Air Base in 1969.
Thank you for your service.
Charlie Poland, 69 through 71, U.S. Army.
Thank you for your service.
Hello, Myron Heebler, in 71.
Thank you for your service.
Buffalo, 1st Marine Division, and 66, 67, and 68.
Thank you for your service.
John Jelsman, Navy, 70 to 74.
Rob Newton, U.S. Navy, 71 to 75.
Jim Lancaster, United States Army. You're probably right. I know, it seems like that. It's an honor and privilege to be able to do it. Do my best. Redmond, 1960 to 1966 City. Paul Racine, United States Air Force, to 71 and 2 years. United States Air Force. Gerald Hayes here, 55 to 67, Army.
Thank you for your service, sir. Welcome home.
Jim Hollowell, U.S. Navy, 67, 68.
Thank you for your service. Name, branch of service, and your service.
Larry Brad, Army Inspector.
Thank you for your service, sir. Welcome home. Go that way to get some stuff. We got some good
Brad Miles, United States Air Force, 1965, 69, E5. John Higgins, Army, 69 to 71.
Ralph Briggs, Army, and 1957 to 1965, 69.
Thank you for your service. Welcome home. Of course. Thank you.
There's Mike Ainsley, Vietnam, 68 and 69.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Joel Geiger, Army 6768, E5 Sergeant.
Thank you.
Ford Clark, Air Force, 1960.
Thank you for your service.
I like that.
Pine Tubbs, Navy, I'm back first aircraft here to go to Vietnam. Ford from 64 to 66.
I like what you guys.
Steve Carter, 1966. Great.
What branch of service?
Army.
Hey, only way to fly.
I went from Miller, first class in U.S. Air Force, 62 to 66. Enlisted Army National Guard, 82 to 98, AGISCG. Hi, Helm Holland, United States Army, 66 through 68.
Thank you for your service, sir. Welcome home.
Jerry Frost, United States Marine Corps, 66 to 72.
Thank you for your service, sir. This way.
David King, Air Force, 69 with the military. Al Lynch, United States Navy, 65 to 68.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Robert Sherman, United States Navy, 1968 to 71. Patrick Carroll, Army, and enlisted in February 68 to 1970.
Thank you for your service, sir. Thank you. Go that way, sir. Go that way. You have some stuff right here.
Army, Don Beaver, I was in Vietnam for 15 months and 1 day.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Name Bill Slot, 68 to 70,
Branch of service.
Navy.
Thank you for your service, sir.
I'm Corporal Harold Walsh, United States Marine Corps. I was in Vietnam from 1969 to 1970.
Welcome home, sir.
Sherry Swan, Science Staff
Commander Gordon A. Prosper Jr., U.S. Naval Reserve.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go that way, sir. We have some.
Simmons, United States Navy, 68 to 71.
Thank you.
Good.
Hi, Brian Army, Vietnam 68, 69.
Thank you very much. Go that way, sir.
Hi there. Chief Warhol Lieutenant, United States Navy, served in Vietnam from 64 to 74 off the range of Philadelphia.
All right.
Barry Wood, Chief Warrant Officer 3, United States Navy, 1965-71, United States Army, 1973-1989. David Waters, Army, Saigon, 65 and 66.
Thank you for your service. Welcome.
My name is David B. Walker with the United States Navy. Born January 1965 to January 1976. 69 years.
Thank you for your service, sir. Welcome home.
Earl Risk, I was in Vietnam, 71.
Thank you for your service, sir. So that way we have some things for you.
That's advisory team 42, first year, second year, advisory team 242. Howard Hartley, U.S. Army, 1964 to 66. Mike Shanahan, I served from 1965 to 1971, all in as a hospital staff.
Thank you for your service.
Gregory Richardson, Army, 1966 to 67, first year to New Jersey.
Thank you for your service. Welcome home.
Howard Gibson, 61 to 66, second Army Division.
Thank you for your service.
Sergeant Michael Murphy, U.S. Army, 1967, 1968.
Thank you for your service, sir. Welcome home.
I want to shake your hand. Jim Wow.
Jim Wow, Air Force, 1959 to 1967.
I don't shake hands right now. Welcome home. Say that.
First person I ever thanked me was John Kennedy.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Sherman Allard, T Company, 3rd to 187, 1967 to 68. It's our 50th anniversary coming up in November.
Welcome home, sir.
Rocky Adams, military police, Vietnam, 69, 70.
No, we don't. We're not. Both of them are gone. Use everything that you have.
Woodbury, Lester Ray, United States Army, 1960 to 62. I served in police.
Thank you for your service, sir. This way.
52 to 82, retired.
Thank you for your
I know that guy.
James Moore, 70, 71, Air Force.
Thank you for your service, sir. Thank you.
Bruce McClellan, 66, 67, Army, Vietnam.
Thank you.
Bill Rouse, Special Ops from Vietnam, 65 to 70.
Thank you for your service. Hey, Commander.
Hello. I was in the military from
1965 to 2007, served 3 tours in Vietnam and 1 tour in Iraq and Kuwait. Gordy Reed, U.S. Army, 1779, 7078.
Mark Robertson, 6970, second field force.
Welcome home, sir. Thank you for your service.
John Rowlett, U.S. Army, 6970, Vietnam.
Bill Thompson, United States Army, Vietnam, 1968-1970.
Charles Alexander, U.S. Navy, 1959 to 1965, out of Norfolk, Virginia. William Gibbons, Darling Natural Area Lieutenant, U.S. Army, stationed with the Marines in charge of food and agriculture for the 5 Marine provinces. I'd like to survey the abilities, put them on their feet, and have them ready to go as exporters when they are there.
Wait, I turned it off, just so there was no feedback.
John Cash, 73 to 75. Army. Army.
Feel free to go get one from one of the official pinners.
You can make that.
That's all right.
Melanie Ann Arnsman Richards, U.S. Navy, 1975 to 79.
Thank you for your service.
If not, let's give them another huge welcome home to our Vietnam era veterans. What a turnout. This has been fantastic. Before we do a couple of musical arrangements, I'm going to have a young lady that's really been behind the scenes doing a great job. Lynn O'Brien. Lynn, would you come up here? Lynn? I was told not to do this, but I don't follow orders very well. You know, ladies and gentlemen, there's always someone that does a lot. And I know that we've had many supporters out there, and a lot of folks have done a lot of things to make this happen. But I know that Lynn is really working because she contacts me all times of the day wanting to make sure things are going real well. So ladies and gentlemen, let's thank her. I already coined her on behalf of all of you. So ladies and gentlemen, please give her a big, warm, deserving applause.
Can we also, while we're giving congratulations, let's thank Colonel Walker for everything and being the MC today. Thank you, Colonel.
Okay, that's enough. I'm going to be like the general. That's it. Cut it off. All right, let's get on with some fun now. Will Miss Joanna Lauren come forward? We are all, and I repeat, all going to join her in the singing of God Bless America. Everybody in this room is going to join you. Right? All right, here you go, dear.
Everybody. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above, from the mountains to the prairie, through the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Sarah Knight. Let's give her another big round of warm applause. Also the national anthem. Thank you, Sarah. God bless you. Now let's hear another favorite selection from our Delton High School band. And by the way, I was told they're not going to Pearl Harbor on vacation. They're actually going to go perform in a parade in honor of the folks at Pearl Harbor. So thank you for doing that. Yeah, we really appreciate that. They're now going to bless us with America the Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you're able, as Sergeant First Class Jeff Bender from the 126th Army Band will render military honors with the playing of taps. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the veterans of Foreign Wars Post 4461 will retire the colors. Color guard, retire the colors. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for attending today. God bless our veterans, their families, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much.
AccessVision, your voice, your community.